This is amber taken to a whole nother level, so stay tuned. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel where I upload weekly fragrance content. So hit that subscribe button down below and also be sure to check out my Instagram and give me a follow over there. But today we are reviewing a fragrance from the house of Vertus, who has just recently came on the map, and some of them have been getting a ton of hype, such as Vanilla Oud and Soul Patchouli, which I have tried both and love. This one though is absolutely under the radar. So let me know if you actually have tried any from the house of Vertus or even heard of this house. If not, you're gonna definitely want to check some of their offerings out. So today we are gonna be talking about Aurora Amber. Like I said, this is an amber based fragrance. So you amber lovers out there, this is one that should be on your radar. So let's go over some information. Now this was launched in 2021, so it is actually fairly new. I believe this house is only a few years old in and of itself. As far as the retail price, only size I believe they come in, which is the 100 ml like you see in my hand, it is going to set you back $340, which I'm not going to lie, that is pretty expensive for a house that isn't well known and just kind of came on the map. So yeah, definitely in the niche category when it comes to pricing. As far as the concentration, this isn't eau de parfum, even though when you see this stuff kind of slosh around in there, it looks highly concentrated. So yeah, some strong juice inside. As far as the perfumer, who I actually did a lot of research on, but unfortunately I could not figure out who the nose was that is behind Aurora Amber. So if anybody has that information, just leave a comment down below. With all the information out of the way, let's look at the packaging and presentation you get with Aurora Amber now. So we are going to be taking a look at only the bottle. I do have the box, but unfortunately it cannot find it. I have been reviewing some of my older fragrances and the boxes have been buried in my last couple reviews. But looking at this bottle, it is a sight to behold. Absolutely stunning looking bottle. Of course, you have that black and gold Aurora Amber plaque on the front, Vertus Paris 100 ml. On the bottom, you do have your sticker with some information made in France, of course. On the back, nothing. On the cap, you do have that Vertus emblem. One thing I don't like about this is the cap is magnetic. It is very heavy and a strong magnet, but it doesn't really sit kind of perfectly aligned with the bottle. So keep that in mind. You do have the Vertus logo on top of the atomizer, and you have this kind of weird indent that kind of makes it stand out and makes it a unique bottle. All in all, I think this stuff does look very, very nice. The top, you have amber, smoke, and animal notes. In the mid, you have amber and dry wood. And in the base, you have amber, patchouli, and labdanum. And this will be classified as an animalic resinous fragrance. So let's spray this and test out the atomizer. Very decent atomizer, does spray quite a bit of juice as you just saw, but it's not really pressurized. However, looking at that note breakdown, you have amber from the top, mid, and base. So you're definitely gonna get an amber bomb. So let's go ahead and already smell this stuff in there because it is very potent. So right away, guys, this is an animalic beast of a fragrance. It has so many like animalistic qualities to it, especially in that top, guys. I'm not really getting a specific kind of animalic note like civet, castoreum, ambergris, nothing like that. But combined with that smoke and that amber, it kind of smells like maybe a tree with the amber oozing out of it just caught on fire, kind of like a forest fire. Yeah, all the trees are on fire in the surrounding area. That's the vibe I get, guys. Extremely smoky, like a burnt wood smoke, not incense smoke, nothing like that. Not really birch tar, just like bonfire smoke. This is seriously a heck of a fragrance. Oh my gosh, this is gonna take a very trained nose to actually appreciate this stuff. If you're a beginner watching this and you smell this, you're gonna be like, what in the world is that? Get that away from me, guys. Very, very daring fragrance. This is not going to be your cute little gold nugget amber fragrance at all. This is actually how a natural amber should smell, because amber is an earthy note that comes from, of course, tree bark, and that's the vibe you get with this. Very woody, very earthy, a little bit warming, of course, like amber usually is, and smoky and resinous. Yeah, something about that animal note in here makes it like furry and fuzzy. Kind of like maybe like a deer or a bear kind of like clawing at the tree bark and getting to the amber like oozing out of it. That's the vibe I get with this. Such a crazy fragrance. I cannot believe Vertus came up with this stuff. This might be the most daring from the entire house, guys, because I do have a discovery set of all like, I don't know, 20 or so fragrances within the entire collection. This one is definitely the most daring. I actually got my bottle on a swap. I did not really purchase this one. I swapped somebody for it. And this was the first, of course, fragrance I actually smelled from Vertus, and kind of piqued my interest and see how they kind of think outside of the box and wanted to try more of them. And they definitely have good offerings. However, this is not one I would recommend be like the first purchase from this house. This is definitely a sample fragrance. Without a doubt, do not blind buy this stuff, man. So daring and dark. Once we do make our way into the mid, of course, you're still getting that very earthy, warm amber, along with some more woody notes. It becomes even more woody in the mid, at least. This is not really a complex fragrance. It doesn't really change much from the top, mid, and base. Only a little bit, obviously, because that amber is just like throughout the entire DNA. This is just amber, amber, amber. So if you've ever really wanted to smell what real amber would smell like, some natural amber, this is by far the most natural amber-based fragrance I have ever had the pleasure of getting my nose on, guys. This is nothing like Grand Soir by Mason Francis Kurkdjian, which is probably one of the most popular amber-based fragrance. That one isn't so animalic, earthy. It's just really warm, golden. This one, though, is a completely different beast in and of itself. And finally, once you get your way into the base, which you might not even recognize because, like I said, it doesn't change much, but as it dries down after a few hours, you're still getting that amber, but what actually makes its way through and makes it even more earthy in the base is that patchouli note. I'm a sucker for a good patchouli, especially the way it's done in here. Very earthy, very green. And I think the way they combine that earthy patchouli with the earthy amber is done flawlessly. You also have that labdanum, which is a floral note that does smell ambery, leathery, sometimes even smoky as well. So yeah, just through and through a very smoky, earthy, woody fragrance with some animalistic touches. Yeah, this fragrance is literally just purely a work of art, guys. I can promise you, if you get this fragrance or sample it, you've never smelled anything quite like this, guys. It's so unique. So let's talk about the best seasons and occasions to wear Aurora Amber. Now, I recommend the fall and winter. Absolutely not. Do not spray this one in the high heat like spring and summer. This stuff will make you probably throw up, guys, make you a little bit sick and nauseous. That is how strong this is. That is how like dark, earthy, and potent this fragrance is. Stay away from the high heat. If you dare wear this one, wear it in the fall and even more so in the very cold winters. So for occasions, this is hard because this one doesn't really suit any occasion, not formal, not casual, just because of how offensive and animalic this fragrance comes across and smoky. I can't really see this one wearing to work at the office, and definitely not even really to like a wedding, a date night, or anything along those lines, or even casually just maybe going to run errands. It doesn't really fit that situation. The only time I might possibly wear this one if I'm wearing like a real fur coat, or I got like a whole animal fur around my neck. That's the vibe this gives off. Or maybe like camping in the woods or in a cabin, something like that is the perfect situation and occasion to wear Aurora Amber if you're gonna be around like nature and trees. So for gender and age groups, this is without a doubt a masculine leaning fragrance, like very masculine. I could not ever imagine smelling this on a woman. And if I did, I would have to take like a double take, guys. Like turn around like, what in the world is she wearing? Why does she smell like that? Yeah, very masculine. Like I said, the only situation to wear this one is a guy wearing a fur jacket, a fur coat in the woods. That's the exact picture I get smelling this. So yeah, very masculine. And for age groups, it kind of goes along with the whole theme of this fragrance, ultra mature. This is not youthful. This is not a teenager fragrance by any stretch of the imagination. Of course, you teenagers out there, just stick to your blue, fresh style fragrances. Don't even dare to think twice about getting this stuff. Very mature. Like in my head, definitely 30s and up, even a little bit too mature for me, even though of course I love fragrances. I can wear whatever I want, whenever I want. So can you, but when I'm picturing this and trying to like describe it to you, definitely on the mature 30s and plus. So wrapping things off, talking on the performance of Aurora Amber. Now on my testing, I have tested this one for the past couple months. Of course, haven't worn it that much out or anything like that, but I would spray it, of course, to do this review and see how it performed on skin. For me, I got definitely above average performance, up to the 10-hour mark of longevity. This stuff is extremely strong. Like I said, look at that juice in there, how it sloshes around. It's very potent. I'm surprised this isn't an extrait de parfum, to be honest with you. As far as the projection, this stuff projected a little bit too much for the scent profile. So please, if you're sampling this or if you bought a bottle, just be cautious of wearing this one around others because they will smell you from a good distance. There's something about this that just screams off of the skin with the sillage. Like over an arm's length of very good projection for maybe up to 3 hours. and then it lasts up to that 10-hour mark of longevity in a closer kind of intimate scent bubble. But trust me, when you walk around people, they're gonna get a whiff of this stuff. And probably 98% of people are not gonna like this fragrance around you. That's why for me, I'm solely keeping this in my collection just as a work of art, or whenever that rare occasion when I wanna go into the woods and cut down some trees, which is very rare. But that's gonna do it for my review of Vertus Auramber. Let me know down below if you ever tried anything from this house, if you're thinking about it, and how you think you will get along with this fragrance. But besides that, leave a like on the video, subscribe below if you haven't already, and I'll catch all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.